Hello everyone, I'm going to show you a game which is between Soinsu Satyabhagya and Kidambi Sundarajan, who is from Chennai, and Satyabhagya is from Bhubaneswar, Odisha. So it's a game, very good game. I liked it. So I just want to show you. This is the game between um, like it's a game of RuyLopez, e4, e5, n3, n6, like a king's pawn opening, and this knight is attacking, so knight will come to protect. So it's a common move. And bishop b5 is called RuyLopez opening here. This pawn can move to a6 or d6. So our nf6, there are three variations is there. So in this game played is a6 attacking the bishop, and bishop moves to a4. The idea the bishop move to a4 is still keeping the pressure here in the king side in the same diagonal. So knight f6, castle, and bishop e7. I when I also played, I liked and comfortable at bishop e7, because sometimes I don't want to bring the bishop to c5, because when you are bringing the bishop c5, then d6 play, our bishop is most of the time not able to reach to the king side, and it will be here in this diagonal, right? So I don't like to keep the bishop to c5. Most of the time I like to play bishop e7. Now white played rook e1, b5, attacking the bishop again. So pawn move to bishop move to b3. So why this many moves white played, like bishop b5, bishop a4, then bishop b3? The idea is to, when bishop is traveling three moves, it's also encouraging black to move up the pawn. And when the pawn moves, you know that pawn cannot go back, so its structure getting changed. The pawn structure in the queen side getting changed, and it's creating some weakness too. Now d6, c3. Why the move c3 is required? To keep the space for the bishop, and in the it can play d4 too. Castle s3. The idea of s3, not to allow the bishop to g4, to keep the pinning on the knight for, and making some unwanted moves. A knight a5. The idea is to attack the bishop, gaining a tempo, so that when knight a5 happen, c5 can be played later. So it's not like knight a5 black played to capture the bishop, because white will protect the bishop. So even knows that idea, still black played knight a5. The idea is to bishop c4, then c5. So the main idea of black is to make c5. Next b4, d4. d4 idea is to control the center, to keep, if it will capture this pawn, capture, and if this pawn capture, knight capture. So black don't want to capture. If it will capture, yeah, structure will be, there will be one isolated pawn in the d6, so it don't want to capture. So queen c7. Now pawn move to d5. It's a very good move, like it's forcing the uh, like black to capture, or the pawn move forward. It's a good move. Now c5. So black also moved the pawn to c5, which also like keeping the pawn in the connection, like these three pawns are connected, but it's creating a weakness on b6. This b6 square is become weak because there is no pawn support. Now b4. The idea of b4 is to attack the knight, or also if black wants can capture. So here black played in pattern and captured the pawn, pawn capture. So still white is having a very good pawn structure, because white got a open file in this direction on the a file, which can give some advantage to attack. So when the knight moved to b7, the idea is to uh, can come here in the future to attack more. So what black did is, it's called prophylaxis, means stopping the knight to come to c5, because for this knight c5 is a good square where it can also attack this pawn. So white stopped it. Now bishop again come to d7. Bishop d7 is to make the rook connection, and rook can protect each other and rook connection happen. So bishop move to also d3. The idea bishop d3 is to controlling also this square. So now queen cannot come to, like, to come inside. Black will cannot come, the queen cannot come to c4, right? So bishop d3. Now queen again came to b3. So we can see more activity in the queen side. Now rook e2. The idea of rook e2 is to bring to the rook to the open file and controlling the second rank. Okay. Now in g7. So what is the idea of ng7? ng7 is controlling many square here, 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 and also, like, yeah, the idea also is to, like, when the pawn moves like f5. Okay, if the pawn moves f5, this knight can control. If pawn capture f5, if this pawn capture, this knight can capture, come to f5. Now rook came to a2. So here if you'll see, black is having more pieces in the black is trying to activate more pieces in the king side and trying to attack in the king side, because queen side mostly is having white's favor. White want to, so black want to quickly attack in the king side, and white want to expand in the queen side, trying to attack in the queen side, open up in the queen side. So when the two rooks attack, this is the only move, a5, to protect the pawn. Now knight a3. The idea is, if this pawn capture, still queen can also capture. So pawn structure will be bad. This pawn will be isolated pawn. Now knight cap f5. Knight capture the pawn. So why knight capture the pawn? Here bishop can capture, then bishop will capture. So it's getting a pawn extra, right? But it's also, if you will capture this pawn also, it's losing. So it's like equal, right? Bishop capture, pawn capture. So here if you'll see, white is having 3 pawns in the queen side, and here 3 pawns, and black is having a double pawn here, like on e file. So knight move to capture. Why the knight capture this one? Why knight capture this e5 pawn? Because this pawn cannot capture. D cannot capture. So this is a tactic here. Knight capture this pawn. So think, if this pawn will capture here, what will happen? If pawn capture, this pawn can move and it's a attack, and it's a discovered attack. So this can't possible. So white got a extra pawn. So it's a good tactics. Bishop h4. Now bishop h4, black is trying to attack to the f2 pawn, but it's now protected by the a2 pawn, a2 rook, and also king is protecting. So black need a extra attack, which is like queen come to b6. Now knight came to protect the pawn again, f2 pawn, because the f2 pawn is under pin. Knight move. So you can see here, when the knight move, knight is also planning to do some activity there. Is now bishop move attacking the knight, and also can give a check here to the king. Now the pawn is attacking the knight. If knight will move, bishop can capture this pawn, and it's a, if knight will move, queen can also capture this pawn, right? And it's a check if knight moves. So now it cannot move. So queen came to c6 to exchange the queen, because queen in this diagonal is very dangerous for white. So white want to exchange the queen. Now queen moved to a7. Black told no, my queen is very good diagonal, I don't want to capture, right? So now bishop e6 attacking the king. King moved to h8. Bishop capture the knight. Bishop capture this pawn. So if we'll see here, it's a lot of calculation required, because now this bishop is giving a check. This pawn is attacking the bishop, this pawn is attacking the king. So like so many attack is there. So here what happened, rook knight capture. Now rook capture. So at least one pawn is got, but knight is under pin, and again two attack is there, right? Two attack and two defender. Like rook is attacking, queen is attacking, but yeah, we are having also two protection. Like rook can protect and also king can protect. But here one is there, another pawn can move here to attack the knight. So rook came to e2, because now if the pawn will move, pawn is moving here to attack the knight. Knight can move and pawn cannot move forward to give a discovered check. Now rook capture. Here what black thought that it capture, if rook will capture, okay, if rook capture, it is still under pin, rook can come here to attack. But here there is a tactics is there. Can you find it? What to do? So here the tactics is, if bishop is coming to e3, it's game over, because bishop is attacking the queen and also attacking the rook. So if rook move or rook capture the rook, then we are losing the queen. So here black totally collapsed, is losing a rook and also losing the game. So in a game, if you are losing a rook, it will be like a loss of material, and gradually you can lose the game. So that's all for today. This is game over. Black resigned and white won. So nice game. If you like this game, let me know, and yeah, please uh, let me your know your understanding, and if you need any help, let me know. So how you will do practice at home is, set up your board and go to your beginning position and try to set up, mm, like play each move as you saw, and try to figure out why the move has done and what other moves can be done. So think, like one game, if I show you in 10-20 minutes, but when you are doing practice on the board, you have to think for 1 hour at least. Try to move the pieces, each move try to think for 10 seconds to 20 seconds, and in the middle game you can think for 2-3 minutes, or at least in the starting think for 1 minute why the move has done. That's all for today. Thanks for watching. Bye bye. Take care. See you in the next video. Bye.